Kodash, 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 Adonai, Elohim, Sabayah, meaning holy, 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 Lord of hosts. It also could be said as a mantra, said to remove any negative energy and any negative ions throughout the airways in the ether at any given time. It is also the prayer that the angels sing day and night to the Most High, Anu Elion El. Yah, He, Va, He. Those four syllables can also be said as a sound vibrational frequency. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was of the Most High. He said, let there be light, and there was light. So the Word was a sound vibrational frequency. But back to Yah, He, Va, He. The first Yah signifies the Father who art in heaven, Abba, the architect of the universe, which is a divine masculine. He is a divine feminine. It is the mother who art in the earth, Mother Nature, where mankind was created, molded, and formed through the soil, the soul of the earth, where it became matter. The next one is Va. Va is the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Va is mankind itself. This is the us. In the book of Genesis, or also known as the generations of Isis and, Sumerian, Babylonian texts and, holy tablets where the Bible actually originated from, it says, in the beginning, Elohim said, let us create them in our image. Now, like I always say, the key words in that passage is Elohim. Elohim is plural, and it means more than one. So, Elohim is plural, more than one. So, in that passage, it says, let us. Us signifies more than one. Create them in our image. Our signifies more than one. So, the next Hey is equivalent to the first Hey, which is a divine feminine, and Va is a divine masculine. So it starts off Yah, which is divine masculine, Hey, divine feminine, the mother aspect, Va, the creation, the us, and back to Hey, which is a divine feminine, which is, and Va is a divine masculine because Va signifies mankind as a collective whole. So it's a divine masculine. The last Hey is a divine feminine, which is equivalent to the first Hey, but it signifies Anna. Anna is the opposite of Abba, which means mother. And it correlates with wisdom, one of the 10 sephirots of the tree of life. And you can also find that breakdown in this book here. And the Sephirots break down the attributes of the Most High, the Alkalun, the All, as a collective whole. So today, let me finish. As above, so below. The macro prosophis above and the micro prosophis below. And back to, Hey, let me slow down. It correlates with, Anna, mother, wisdom. Wisdom is chokma. So it is actually Ana chokma, which is mother wisdom. Wisdom is the essence. It comes from the intuitive nature of the eternal God within us, and it allows us and it guides us and shows us the hidden things that allows us to move ahead through this physical plane, but through the spirit, the intuitive nature of the eternal essence of our being. So as above, so below, the macro prosophis above and the micro prosophis below, which is us, because we are the microorganisms and the host of the Elohim. So today we're going to be talking about the eclipse. I did a video a couple weeks ago on the eclipse. It was a breakdown, but I deleted that video on purpose because I was moving too fast and I actually was saying a lot of information backwards, So I had to slow it down and revise things, meditate on things, and let the spirit guide me because, some things were a little off in the video. A lot of stuff was truth in there. Just like I was saying, it was going through 7 cities called Salem, but that was actually the last eclipse in August 1st, 2017. This April 8th eclipse, which is the 7-year time period in between the two, 2017 to 2024, it's actually, this eclipse in April is going through 7 cities called Nineveh. So remember in the Bible, it talked about Jonah in the well and how he was to go preach to these people and tell them to repent because the Most High was going to destroy them like Sodom and Gomorrah. But they actually came to their senses and they did repent and, they turned from their foolish ways and they were good. Things smoothed over. But, you can go read about the story of Jonah in the well. But like I tell people all the time, the Bible is written in metaphors, allegories, parables, and figurative language. Remember that. Everything deals with duality, just like you have the divine masculine, divine feminine. You have the esoteric and you have the exoteric. The exoteric is the external, the outwards, the physical. The esoteric is the inner essence, which deals with the spirit guiding you. The eternal essence, the intuitive, which you get from Ana Chokma, Mother Wisdom, So you see, everything deals with duality, But when I say Alkalun the All, see, there are 72 names of God written throughout text, but these names deal with different attributes that signify different things that happen. Just like I'll just say a few. You have El, you have Elohim, you have Eloah, you have Elroy, you have El Shaddai, you have Tezbayah, you have Adonai, you have, and it goes on and on and on. You have Jebarah. Jebarah, is what you would hear that name in the Tree of Life as well, But these are the attributes connected to the Alkalun, the All, And like I told you, Elohim is plural. It means more than one. So in the English translation, I know everybody says one God, but God is a collective whole of energies, God is a divine frequency. He's not a person, God is the all, the divine masculine and the feminine together, Just like when we physically, a man and a woman gets married, the two become one. And they become a soul. The soul mates. So they are one as one unit. So that's how the Alkalun, the All, works. And you can find that in the Holy Tablets as well, where the Bible originated from, Once you go into the Holy Tablets, the Sumerian text, the Babylonian text, the Egyptian text, to the Bible, you'll have the same stories. So the key to finding the truth, people will lie to you, but consistencies and patterns won't. So the key is to find the consistency and pattern. That's where the truth lies. So back to this, the solar eclipses. So I'm going to go into this book right here, the Secret Book of Wisdom. And we're going to go through definitions and meanings of things. So first, we're going to start off with the sun. The sun, the central star of the solar system where the supreme fiery beings reside. It revolves around the central star of another system, Sirius being one of its sun planets. Though located a considerable distance away, the full passage of the sun through its orbit takes at least a billion years. The sun appears as a comet in the system at a time when Uranus was the central star. This comet has a strong magnetism and began to attract and absorb other comets, small planets, and various celestial bodies. And so, after assimilating a great number of energies, the sun has become the central star of the system. The sun plays the role of the heart of the solar system, pulsating with a period of 11 years. Hence, the sun is repository of the vital force necessary to all beings and planets of the system. Through it, from the invisible and far more powerful central spiritual sun, passes a cosmic ray which contains all the elements and energies that are given to the planets by the sun. Solar light is the reflection of the spiritual light, the light of the central spiritual sun. Now, that spiritual central sun, this is when you get into the chakras, all the color spectrums in which light produces, which is within us, and you have your root chakra, which is red. Then you have your sacral chakra, which is orange. It deals with passion and creativity. Then you get to your solar plexus chakra that deals with personal power and confidence. So this is the eternal aspects of that. So far more powerful, the central spiritual sun passes a cosmic ray which contains all the elements and energy that are given to the planet by the sun. Solar light is the reflection of the spiritual light, the light of the central spiritual sun. Further, the sun receives the waste energies of the planets, transmutes them, and then sends them back into the system. The period of inhalation and exhalation of the sun's vital energies ranges from 4 to 5 years. Solar flares intensified impulses which give off the necessary ingredients. Listen to that again, because we're going to touch more on that. Listen what it says. It says the period of inhalation and exhalation of the sun's vital energies range from 4 to 5 years. Solar flares are intensified impulses which give off the necessary ingredients. The necessary ingredients, watch, because I'm going to break this down after I read this definition of the sun in the secret book of wisdom. If one of the planets is in need of additional life-giving energy, the sun increases its activity. The disturbance of the harmony and balance of energy on a certain planet affects the general balance of the whole system. This means the sun, along with other stars, needs to intensify its transmission of energy directed exclusively at the planet. Sunspots increase the chemical impact of the energy and rays, and this in turn affects the human nervous system. Now we're going to touch more on the eclipse and why things are so serious and right now are the signs of the time. And we're going to hit a lot of Bible verses as well that correlate with this. So sunspots. Explosions on the sun cause contractions in the Earth's core, which gives rise to earthquakes and floods, and may even change the axial tilt of the planet. That is a pole shift. That's why they say that this is global warming, because the poles are shifting because the sun. Believe it or not, hold on, I'm elaborating on that after I finish reading that. Now, remember what it says it produces. The Earth's core gives rise to earthquakes. Remember what Matthew 24 said, the earth quakes in diverse places, famines, pestilence, and floods. Remember it talks about this angel that went into the four corners of the earth, and those four angels known as the four winds that were released, and one went to stir up the waters, and another one poured his vial out upon the sun, and great calamities came upon the earth. Let's keep going. But let me show you how this all correlates. Solar rays contain all the ingredients of the solar system. They exert a powerful effect on all life, acting as the regulator of the entire system. For example, studying the composition of solar rays can provide accurate information about weather for a month in advance. High spirits from other systems enter and leave the solar system through the sun. And there's proof of this on certain people's channel that monitor the sun and monitor the human resonance, the heartbeat of the earth, and they see these crafts going in and out of the sun. See, these crafts, what they see in the Bible, it calls them chariots. Let's keep going. Higher spirits from other solar systems, because the plasma, enter and leave the solar system through the sun. So, in order for high spirits from Sirius, for example, to be incarnated on the earth, they travel through the constellation Orion, pass through the sun, then through Pluto and all the other planets to Venus, and from Venus to the earth. This is because the supreme fiery energies need to adapt gradually to the conditions of the planet during the descent of the high spirits. So it's telling you things are going to happen when these solar flares hit and these sunspots and these CMEs, known as coronal mass ejections, start to happen. And it says, to the condition the planets during the descent of the higher spirits, if they went directly from Sirius to Earth, the Earth would simply be burnt to ashes by the powerful intensity of the fire. In connection with the age of fire, the age of the heart, accompanied by the periods of the greatest activity of the universal fire. It's telling you something here. The sun enters a phase of its highest activity as well, thereby exerting an impact on the higher human energies centres. What is that centre? It's talking about the pineal gland, the third eye, the crystals, the Christ consciousness, the elevation. Heaven come in the earth, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is your rapture. This is your ascension to your higher self. We are living in the signs of the times. I'm telling you, it's about to get deep because I'm about to go all out in this lesson right here today. So get your pen and your pad. Get ready. So here we go. Let's keep going. Ooh, because I got all my notes written down. I got all the books out. It's about to go down. I'm about to show y'all something. The Spirit came over me today and it said, I'm unlocking you. You were dormant. I'm unlocking you. Now it's your time to go. You are the 999. Let them have it for what it is. Because there ain't nobody and no channel is about to show y'all what I'm about to show y'all. In connection with the age of fire and the age of heart, accompanied by the periods of the greatest activity of the universal fire. The sun enters a phase of its highest activity as well, thereby exerting an impact on the higher human energy centres. What I just say? The third eye, the pineal gland, the crystals, the Christ consciousness. This is the rapture that it talked about in the metaphors, allegories, and figurative language of the Bible, known as the book. Okay? Now let's keep going. That's why it's called the sacred book of wisdom. But like I told y'all, the truth lies in the consistencies and patterns. So now we got to link them all together. So On the higher human energy centers, the high frequency vibrations come from the fiery core of the sun and are directed into human hearts. What does heart spell when you rearrange the words? The earth. With the earth's frequency in hertz is the exact same as the human body. What a coinky-dink. Now, we about to get into it because this is what I was put here for. This exact moment right now, and we are on the countdown to the April 8th total solar eclipse, which creates the final X across mystery Babylon, known as spiritual Sodom in Egypt. And like I said, that solar eclipse is going through 7 cities in America called Nineveh. Like I said about Jonah and the whale. You want to know what is another coincidence? It's not a coincidence because the Most High said he would give us signs of the time. You know which constellation is happening in? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's the constellation of the whale. Now go look it up for yourself. Because I put a lot of time and energy into it. Because it's just plain as day. And it's also going through another city called the Ark in America. And it's also going through another city called Little Egypt in Illinois. You think that's a coincidence? Spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Mystery Babylon. The whore that sitteth upon many waters. He had a base on everybody's land. So back to this. The vibrations come from the fiery core of the sun and are directed into the human hearts, thus contributing to the transfiguration of every human being. Now, let's go to the next one. We're going to go into fire. What does it say about fire? Remember, there are 4 elements. Now, before I go into that, let me tell y'all what's really going on. Remember, it's talking about the solar flares. You can look at this on multiple news articles right now, and it's actually really happening. We are in a sun cycle right now. It is called the solar maximum. It's when the sun is at its peak. As we just read, it tells you what the sun does at this time. So a lot of people are scared, because it's dealing with duality. It's dealing with judgment and salvation. Remember, there's no salvation without chaos. So in this solar maximum, this sun cycle, why these CMEs, known as coronal mass ejection, are hitting Earth. These are electromagnetic pulses that are, stimulating the planet, resetting the planet, and the sun is a plasma producer. The sun produces plasma. This plasma is also known as ether, and like I was just about to say, there are 4 elements: earth, water, fire, air. But the fifth element is ether. Now, if the sun produces plasma, which is ether, our blood is made up of plasma. And it just read that the sun, these solar flares, have an effect on the human nervous system and all life on the planet. And told you what's about to happen to the higher spirit. So let's get into it. Let's read what it says about fire. I'm going to break down the ether too. And I'm going to show you how that is the breath of life. Fire, fire, fire. Where is it at? Where is it at? Please, please, please. Come on, baby. P. Fire, 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 fire. All right, hold on. Oh, we about to get into it. Man, I just been waiting. I'm like, God, please give me a revelation. I need to talk to the people. I need to say something. I can feel it. I know it. It's in my eternal essence and being. I said, please unlock. Please activate. Please show me what needs to be done. Now, right here, fire. This is in the Sacred Book of Wisdom. We're going to go through the definitions first. The supreme primary energy of the sublease vibrations, which is the foundation of the entire universe. The fire when manifested itself, engenders spirits and matter. The fire of love clothed in the matter of thought that compose the triad of light, color, and sound, the source of all that exists. And it also reads, the fire is the main element and energy of the cosmos. All the chemical elements and energies known and unknown are simply modifications of the fire that saturates all of space. Electricity is spatial fire. Every manifestation of matter and spirit is merely the expression of fire. This is the eternal fire. That's why when you talk about in Revelation, you say you had hair like wool, skin of bronze, eyes like a flame of fire, the eternal fire, the solar plexus, the eternal sun. That's why God says he is eternal. He says every manifestation of matter spirit is merely an expression of fire. As the primary energy, it breathes life and therefore consciousness into everything. Thus the fire lies at the basis of each and every creature, every form of life. That is why all the teachings speak of the unity of all, the one principle from which the universe arose in ancient times. From the very beginning of the consciousness evolution of humanity, the cult of fire was above all. Everything is endowed with the quality of fire, for the manifestation of any object is preceded by a thought that creates a particular matrix which already bears the element of the fiery properties. Its fundamental principles is like manner. In like manner, all human actions, processes, feelings, and thoughts are connected with the fire. Indeed, it would be impossible for them to exist without its participation. The graduation of the fire is infinitely diverse, ranging from the lowest forms of expression, visible flame on the physical plane, to the invisible light of the highest layers. One type of flame may be divided into hundreds of subtypes within the flame. One can notice a strict geometric construction. The number, colors, and sounds absorbed into the form are the inevitable characteristics of the fire. They would succeed the comprehending the sevenfold nature of the flame will find that the fire is multifaceted, and when analyzing any given spectrum will be able to discover the number of comprises 144,000 types in the gamut of the fiery radiations. What is the sun producing? Electromagnetic pulses, which is radiation, plasma, ether from the sun that has effect on all living organisms, the nervous system of the planet. And what we just read in the secret book of wisdom about the sun. But listen to that again. 144,000 in the gamut of the fiery radiations. But this is just the starting point for characterizing the conditions for the creation of life on the earth. Now we're going to go into light, and then we're going to jump into the Bible verses that correlate with all of this. Now, let's jump. I'm just getting warmed up. Talk to me. Spirit, talk to me today. I've been waiting for this. I've been fasting. I've been praying. I've been like, just please give me a sign. Let me talk to the people. I feel it. I know it. I've always known it. It's just coming back to me. It's just coming back. Let's go through here. LMNOP. So LM. So we got to find light. Now, I'm going to show y'all what the Bible verses say after this. Light. This is in the sacred book of wisdom. Light, the highest form of fire, being the manifested might of sound. Remember I told you in the beginning was the word. He said, let there be light, and it was. And remember I said, he is a frequency. The alkaline, the all, it's a collective whole, it's duality. Light, the highest form of fire, being the manifested might of sound. Everything is from the light and made of light. Only the forms, nature, and extent of illumination are as diverse as the world. Matter consists of tiny particles of luminous electrons that form atoms, and therefore any combination of atoms is light-bearing too. Consequently, if one abandons the usual limitations of sight, one can imagine that all existing things shine with varying intensity and in different colors. Everything has the potential of the light, from the sun to a planet and from an atom to a man. The essence, remember, the first man was named Atom. But remember, I told you the Bible is written in metaphors, allegories, parables, and figurative language. Now, we're going to get to the real meat and bones now, and see how it all correlates to what you was taught, how you was taught. But the real teachers are here now. Now, where was I at? Atoms, and therefore any combination of atoms is light-bearing too. Consequently, if one abandons the usual limitations of sight, one can imagine that all existing things shine with varying intensities and different colors. Everything has the potential of light, from the sun to a planet and from an atom to a man. The essence of the evolution of all forms consists in unlocking this potential. The Christ consciousness. The light is in each individual man, and everyone absorbs it, for without it even the physical body cannot exist. Even though the dark ones deny the light, they owe their very existence to the gleam, since even the most darkened ones must have at least a tiny spark of light to be visible. Otherwise, one would be nothing at all. As the size of an object can be determined by its shadow, even so the grandeur of light envelops the earth may be discerned through its opposite, duality, the gloom. The very nature of evil's unique form of expression point to the power of the opposite pole. The light, it may seem that more and more evil appears in the world every day, but actually it is the other way around. Hence, one may notice that lies, deception, and other negative things and qualities in human beings and situations are detected today much faster than before. Because we are in the age of Aquarius, the age of information. This is what apocalypse means. It means a great revealing. This is what revelations mean. Things are going to be revealed. And they are being revealed because I'm revealing them to you right now. Now, it says, hence, one may notice that lies, deceptions, and other negative things and qualities in human beings and situations are detected today much faster than before. This means that the light that illuminates and reveals the true essence of all these to help people's eyes see better and is constantly increasing. Now, we're going to jump out of that book. Then we're going to jump right over here to the Bible real quick. Let's jump to the Holy Bible. But I already got all the verses that I'm going to say already written down, because I wrote them down hand by hand. And as you can see right here, I got it all written down, baby. Now let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, what a time to be alive. What my man Future said, he said, him and Drake, he said, what a time to be alive. Drinking. but we're going to say that in the right way. Now, back to this. He said, all right, now right here. John 8 and 12. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me shall not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. You see what we just read about? Light. Now, let's pause right there for a minute. The sun is also known as solar. Solar, it sounds similar to soul. The soul is that is above. You know, as above, so below. The celestial, the Abba, the divine masculine, the architect of the universe, the central star within this system. Now, the sun is very important. Celestial soul Ra, the breath of life. Below is the earth, the soil. Remember, it was molded from the soil and the breath of life was breathed into you. The soil, the soul entered and became matter. Now, let's read something right now. Now we're going to jump into the book of the nine ether. The nine ether. Now let's see what the book of nine ether says. Remember, I just told you about the breath of life. The soil, which is the earth. Above is the solar, the soul above, the celestial, soul Ra. The breath of life is ether. The soul Ra sends the plasma in ether down to the earth. The soil, which became the matter, the soul went into the soil and the form of Va was created. Now listen to this. There is also a religious relationship between ether and breath and spirit and soul. The etymology and original meaning of the word spirit to breathe or blow. In the three main monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, the Hebrew word translated as spirit in the Old Testament of the Bible is the Ruach, spirit. Strong's H7307, which means breath. Now you can look this up. It's telling you right here, the source. H7307, which means breath, wind, or air. The Hebrew word ruach is also related to the Arabic word ruh, which means spirit and is used as an attribute of the angel Gabriel in Islam as al-Ruh al-Quds, which means the Holy Spirit in Arabic. In the New Testament of the Bible, the word translate as spirit is pneuma. Strong's G4151, meaning breath in Greek. The Hebrew word translates as soul. You see, when it goes into the Strong, when it goes to Greek, it'll say G. When it goes into Hebrew, it'll say H in the Strong. So this is, the codes to how you find the different meanings in the different languages through the different translations throughout history, History, his story, mystery is my story. Our story is the mystery, because it's a big mystery, when your heritage, your identity was stripped from you by the evil inclination of the six ether beings, which you would know in your Bible as Esau. The nine ether beings, which are the melanated beings, which are the original beings of the planet. They created the all of everything else that's on this planet. But it's going to show you that right here in a minute. It says the Hebrew, back to this. It says spirit, Strong's G4. This is the Greek translation. 4151, meaning breath in Greek. The Hebrew word translated as soul in the Old Testament of the Bible is nephesh. Strong's H5315, coming from the root word nafash. Strong's H5314, meaning to take a breath. Since we comprehended that ether is related to gas, air, and breathing, and guess what ether is in the blood? It's called ionized gases. Guess what it's saying right here? It says, to take a breath, since we comprehended that ether is related to gas, air, and breathing, all the original meanings of the words for spirit and soul meant breathing or air. Then we must also conclude that ether is related to spirit and soul. Ether is also related to the concepts of spirit and soul found other religions, traditions besides Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The Hebrew word nephesh, meaning to take a breath, is also related to ancient Akkadian word pahu, meaning blowpipe, and the ancient Egyptian word nefu, meaning wind, air, and breath. Okay? Now that we know that the breath of life is ether, the air, the blowpipe, the Most High breathed the breath of life into the first man, the living soul, the ether. The ether comes from the sun. Soul Ra is Isis, generations of Isis. In the beginning, Beroshith, Ra, the sun, El, Soul Ra. It's all starting to make sense to y'all now? Is it starting to make sense? Is it starting to make sense? Is it starting to make sense? Pay attention. Pay attention. You are listening to a master at work here. The elect are in full effect. Now, let's get back to it. So, we are in the year 2024. This is the Chinese year of the dragon. Wow. Now, where did that come from? So now listen, 2024, when you add it all up, you get 2, 4, 2 and 2 make 4 plus another 4, you get 8. 8 in the squirrel is considered as infinity and beyond. Okay? 2017 to 2024, a 7-year span. In the Bible, it talks about the 7 churches, the 7 lampsticks, 7 vials of indignation, the 7 angels, and the 7 seals. So, 7 seals will be broken. The Chinese believe that a dragon ate the sun during an eclipse in mythology. You know? So, what's the odds in that? In the book of Revelation, it talks about this beast. It talks about this system. And it also talks about the 666. And it talks about the time of the Antichrist coming. So, let's get down to the meat and bones. This eclipse over America is creating an X. The 2017 one went this way. The 2024 one is coming from this way. So that's an X. This is where you get your Hebrew letter Aleph. X, Aleph. And when you bring the other eclipse from October of 2023, it comes from the other way, and you get the exact sigil of the Antichrist. But the fiery eclipse that produces dragons that ate the sun, 2024, the year of the dragon. This eclipse that is coming April 8th is going through 7 cities in the United States called Nineveh. And it is also happening under the Whale constellation. It is also going through another city called the Ark. It is also going through another city and town in Illinois called Little Egypt. Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Woo! The Most High said in the Bible, the book, he said they will run to the cliffs of the rocks and tell the rocks to fall on them to hide them from him that cometh from up there. Remember, I said the Bible is written in metaphors, allegories, parables, and figurative language. So let's use discernment. Let's decode that. Let's decipher that. It is talking about bunkers, underground cavern, to hide them from that cometh from up there. Remember, when those 4 winds from the 4 corners of the earth, those 4 corners, let's use discernment. It's talking about 4 portals. And one was meant to come and stir up the seas. The seas. When the seas are stirred up, what they calling is global warming. That means that tsunamis is coming. And another angel poured his vial out upon the sun, and great calamities came upon the earth. This is your natural disaster. So what does Matthew 24 say? How will you know the signs of thy second coming and the end of the age? The end of the age. Now listen there. The end of the age doesn't mean the end of the world. It's a great reset. How will you know the signs of the second coming and the end of the age? He said, you will hear wars and rumors of wars and nations rising against nations. What has been happening from 2017 to 24? What is happening in the world? What is the tensions? Why is everybody on high alert? We've seen with Russia and Ukraine. You see what's going on over there in Iran. You see all the American bases is getting hit. You see Korea setting off their missiles when every time a leader go visiting South Korea. Back to back. If that ain't your rumors of wars and nations rising against nations, and it's already on the brink of World War III, you remember what it said in the book of Ezekiel? He said they will meet in the valley of Jehoshaphat. So basically telling you that these armies will be put there to destroy each other. So let's keep going right now. All right, now let's get back into it. All right, so we'll hear wars, rumors of wars, nations rising against nations, famines, earthquakes in diverse places. Earthquakes in diverse places is a metaphor. It means weather in places it doesn't normally happen. This is where you will get your global warming from, what they would call it. But as we read, you tell you when those solar flares start to hit, it is going to cause these calamities to come upon the earth in this specific time that we are in. So 2024 is the Chinese year of the dragon, which we are in right now. And in the Chinese mythology, it says the Chinese believe that a dragon ate the sun during a solar eclipse. So they gathered outside their door, beating pots, pans, and drums to scare away the beast. So now let's read some verses from the Bible. Revelation 16:8-9, but we're going to read a little portion of that. It says, the 4th angel poured his vial and bowl out upon the sun, and great calamities came upon the earth. Now Matthew 24 reads, this is all pertaining to a solar eclipse in the middle of a sun cycle, which is a solar maximum, when the sun is at its peak and it starts producing solar flares, as we just read in the secret book of wisdom, and it produces coronal mass ejection, which is plasma sending electromagnetic pulses to the earth, which sets the poles to shift, as we read in the secret book of wisdom, as they are actually shifting right now as we speak. And Matthew 24 has been in effect in between the 7-year span. And remember, it was told you in the book of Revelation there will be a 7 years of tribulation period, and it will kick off with wars and rumors of wars and nations rising against nations, and everything else revolves around natural disasters and the divine feminine mother aspect being triggered below from the above masculine energies. Now, stick with me here. Now, the next verse is Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven will be shaken. Does that not sound like an eclipse? Let's go into the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 13 and 10. For the stars of the heavens and their constellations will not give their light. The sun will be dark in its rising, and the moon will not shed its light. Don't that sound like an eclipse? Joel 2 and 31. The sun shall be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the great and awesome day of the Lord comes. Ooh, let's keep going. And I made sure I exactly took 9 scriptures to break it all down with. Ezekiel 32 and 7. When I blot you out, I will cover the heavens and make the stars dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give its light. Ezekiel 32 and 7. Now, let's go into the book of Enoch 40 and 8. Remember, I told you, this is dealing with judgment and salvation, and there is no salvation without chaos. So remember, he told his people, he said, I will send you these signs and wonders, and he said, look up because your redemption draweth nigh. And look what Luke 21 and 25 says, and we're going to jump back to the book of Enoch after this. He said, Luke 21 and 25, and there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and on the earth, distress upon nations. Let's read that again. Luke 21 and 25, and there will be signs in the sun and moon and stars, and on the earth distress upon nations and perplexity because of the roaring of the sea and the waves. Remember what I said about that angel of the 4 winds, 4 corners, 4 portals that was sent down to stir up the waters, the tsunamis. But they're telling you, oh, it's because the ice is melting. Yeah, it has a lot to do with that too, but the alkaline oil, you see how it all works together? Woo! Hallelujah. All praise to the Most High, yeah. And the Mother, hey. Ra, the eternal essence. In order, we are the in-between. We are the manifestation in the image of our Creator. Now, finish reading that. Luke 21 and 25. And there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and on the earth distress upon nations and perplexity because of the roaring of the waves and the seas. And remember those angels. These are angels of judgment. Angels of judgment. And this is all for his people. Those children. His children. The children of Shem. You know what the Hebrew esoteric name for the sun is? Shemesh. You think that's a coincidence? Shemesh, Shem. Shemesh, Shem. Sun. Ether. 9. Ether. The people of the sun. Children of the sun. The original name for Africa was Ethiopia, which means the ether people. So while they got y'all thinking that everything is divided, that's why you need to go look back in your Bible and what it said about these Pacific nations. And he also said that the children of Shem, they look just like the Ethiopians, you know. It's bloodlines. Yes, God chose a specific people unto himself, but he has other people too. These people are just as special, you know, and they're all one and the same because they already all mixed and mangled. You know, you already seen Solomon, Sheba. You know, you already seen this crossbreeded over and over. Abraham and Hagar. You seen this with, it's all one and the same, you know. So we're talking about bloodlines here, Pacific bloodlines, you know. But it also talks about this specific group of people that would be scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth. So 4 angels, 4 winds from the 4 corners of the earth have to come down here and shake things up and cause chaos so salvation can come about for them. This is about your redemption. So look up, because your redemption draweth nigh. Everybody getting scared. You wonder why they shutting schools down around the whole country. Oh, the National Guard is going to be out. Oh, we got to do this. Stock up on food. We might have power outages and cell phone outages, so be alarmed. Oh, it's bigger than Nino Brown. I'm telling you. It's because as this eclipse happens, there's a comet that's right behind it. Now go look this up as I'm telling you this right now. And remember when it said that the stars would fall. In the book of Revelation, it tells you about wormwood, and you threw 1/3 of the stars down to the earth. You see how the spirit is moving through me right now? You see how it's moving through me? You know why they call me New Jeru Blue? You see how they got them fires in Maui, and they say anything that's blue over there, it will not burn up. But guess what? I got the sigil and the seal right here to prove it. That's why they call me Blue. And I got 2 different color eyes. See? I bet y'all ain't know that. New Jeru Blue. Well, I'm telling the truth. That's very real. Because when I was born, my whole side of this face was blue. How do you manage to have... Everybody be like, you got a black eye. No, it's just my seal. That's my special seal. I was born the 9th month, the 19th day, the 90th year at exactly 9 o'clock. So... once you see this unk that represents the as above and as above, so below, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the angel wings, and the 999, it is showing you a representation of me. Yes, the spirit is strong, the flesh is weak. That we are eternal beings, you know. This is just an outside representation. Yes, every marking that I have on me, it has a specific meaning. Just like if you go into Egypt, the hieroglyphs on the walls, everybody left a marking of something, you know. It's an identifier, you know. Without me having this marks on this monument, this temple, what do they do on temples? They leave marks and monuments, you know. But you'll have some people go into the books of Deuteronomy and Leviticus, and they'll tell you, because they're going to misinterpret everything, you know. Remember I told you the Bible was written in metaphors, allegories, parables, and figurative language. Now, let's get back to it. See what I read about that. Now, it's about to get even deeper. So, we're going to go into the book of Enoch, like I said. Now, look what the book of Enoch said. Right here, as you can see. Now I'm going to read it. Enoch, chapter 40, verse 8. For the sun changes off for a blessing or a curse. The course of the path of the moon is light to the righteous and darkness to the sinners, in the name of the Lord, who made a separation between the light and the darkness, and divideth the spirits of men, and strengthened the spirits of the righteous in the name of his righteousness. Let's read that again. You see it right here? You see it? I ain't making this up. It says, for the sun changeth all for a blessing or a curse, judgment and salvation. The sun. So Ra is Ra El. El, Elohim, plural, more than one, divine masculine, divine feminine, as above, so below. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Yeah. They don't tell you about the mother. They just want you to think everything is masculine. That's the greatest deception on the planet, because Satan, known as Natas, which is Satan backwards in the holy tablets, halal, the reptilian. That's why it tells you in the Bible was a serpent, but it's actually talking about an entity on this planet that are called reptilians from the Draco constellation. They are very real. I know you might have seen conspiracy theories on them, heard these stories about them. Yes, they're here. They're here, and they're about to get rid off the planet. You're going to start seeing things start glitching out, because guess what? The veil is being uplifted. We're going from 3D to 5D. It's going to be a new earth. Heaven is coming to earth, the higher self. So it's what's going to open the pineal, the crystals, the Christ consciousness that's going to allow you to fight off these things. The Messiah said, the Christ said, I am coming back with my garment dipped in blood, and I'm not going to even lift up one instrument of war. Listen to that. You reading that literal, how you make sense of that? But once you know what I know, you know what's really going on. The truth is about to set everything free and every record straight. Now, we just read in Enoch, you said that the sun would be for a blessing or a curse, and the course of the path, and the moon is light to the righteous and darkness to the sinners, in the name of the Lord. Now, what does Matthew 5:45 say? So that ye may be sons of your Father who is in heaven, for he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. Let's read that again. Matthew 5:45. Enoch 40:8 said the sun is used for a blessing or a curse, judgment or salvation. Then Matthew 5:45 say, so that ye may be sons of your Father who is in heaven, divine masculine, for he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. Now, before we wrap this up, I'm gonna show y'all one more thing. I'm gonna put my phone down real quick for 1 second. Show you one more thing, and then I'm out of here. Hold up. Now, I'm right back, right? So, now, we're going to read this real quick. Now, Psalms 50:1 says, a Psalms of Asaph. The mighty one, God the Lord, speaks and summons the earth from the rising of the sun to its setting. Now, key words in this passage in Psalms 50:1 says Asaph. So what does Asaph mean? So I went into Google and I found the meaning, and it says the meaning: the gather of people, derived from Asaph, meaning collector. It's a rare name that speaks to a warm and welcoming soul inspired by the biblical leader. Now, you see how it says leader. Now, the eclipse, the first eclipse 2017, one line, dash over America, mystery Babylon, spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Remember I said it's going through 7 cities called Nineveh. Remember Jonah and the whale. And this is actually happening under the whale constellation. Also going through another city called the Ark. And another city called Little Egypt in Illinois in America. Now, you see right here it said Asaph. And it says the gather of people. Derived from Asaph, meaning the collector. It is a rare name that speaks of a warm and welcoming soul inspired by the biblical leader. Hold that, pause right there for a minute. Now we're going to go into the amount of time between these eclipses. It is exactly 2,422 days. Now listen to this. We are in 2024. This is the 24th year of this new millennium, you know? So now look at this. There's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. So we're in the 24th year. It's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, right? And what is the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet? It is Tav. So let's hold that for a minute. Now, we've seen what it said about Asaph in Psalms 50:1. It says, the gather of people derived from Asaph, collector. It's a rare name that speaks to a warm and welcoming soul inspired by the biblical leader. Now, what does the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet say? Aleph, ox, head, strong, power, liter. So, this is where you get your alpha and omega from. Aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet of the 22 letters, the first, and the last is Tav. And what is it? What does the symbol show? An X. 2017-24. What did the eclipse make? An X. Now let's go to Tav, the last, the 22. What does it say? Tav, cross, stick, mark, sign, or monument. But not just that. Not just that is interesting about it. It said, now look real closer. These are three symbols. What is one of the symbols of Tav? You get it? You get it? You see it now? An X. Like, share, and subscribe. And comment. Please tell me what you think about this video. Did I nail it or not? Because I linked the consistencies and patterns together. So this right here should tell you what is really about to happen. I know when these eclipses happen, they tell you to put these solar eclipse glasses on and, you know, be mindful. It might hurt your eyes. We all know that everything is in reverse. Halal, ha Satan, natas, deceiveth the whole world. But for those chosen seeds and those people that are woke, look up into that eclipse and take your shoes off and your socks off and put your feet in the soil. Absorb the earth's currents and energy. Unlock that pineal gland and look right into that eclipse. And I guarantee you, watch the activation happen, because great things are about to happen after that. You know, for some people, and catastrophic things are going to happen for others. And you know why. It's all right there in the book. But remember, it's written in metaphors, allegories, parables, and figurative language. Salah. I love y'all. I'm out. Bye.